Now, the Sustainable Development Goals, in collaboration with the Voluntary National Review, also known as VNR, has organized a consultation meeting with persons living with disabilities together with other vulnerable people here in Accra. The idea is to review and finalize a draft report as well as build consensus on innovative actions for the attainment of the SDGs.
Voluntary National Review VNR reports the state of the implementation of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. The Voluntary National Review makes possible the sharing of experiences, including the challenges faced by persons with special needs, under the theme Building Back Better from the Coronavirus Disease, whilst advancing the full implementation of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. Ghana is among 45 countries that will present the Voluntary National Review at a high-level political forum on the 2030 Agenda on Sustainable Development under the auspices of the United Nations Economic and Social Council in July 2022. However, the 2030 Agenda will give persons with disabilities the chance to talk about their challenges and successes. The chairperson of the Ghana Federation of the Disabled, Madam Emma Lillian Bruce Lale, indicated that government should have data of disabled people, and also she again touched on some of their challenges.
To have data, number one, you need to have data of the number of persons who are disabled, and we should not dwell only on the three main disabilities, that is physically challenged, deaf or blind. That was the former ones. That was why in the beginning you can see that during the First Republic they built schools for the blind, they built schools for the deaf, but for the physically challenged, because they think that they didn't build much. They didn't do much, because most of our edifices, some nowadays they are building schools, high-rise schools. Most of them cannot go, especially the youth schools that were built. We once asked the minister that if I am using a wheelchair, how can I go? And that was a past minister. He said, but you can be on the ground floor. So the question I asked was, if I'm on the ground floor, am I not going to be promoted? I won't be promoted. I will be there. Will the teacher come down to teach me? So these are the things that we are always saying, that think about us. We are also part of the population. So they should have a data. If they have proper data, government can plan very well for us.
National Coordinator for the Sustainable Development Goals, Dr. Richard Osei-Bofa, also mentioned data challenges as historic on the side of persons with special needs.
That is more or less becoming historic is data issues. Well, if we don't have data, it's difficult to plan, it's difficult to assess performance. So much progress have been done in the area of data collection, but we still have more to do when it comes to disaggregation. So, for example, if you look at our presentation, most of the issues that we're talking about is more national perspective. We have limited data on disability to assess the extent to which we are doing very well when it comes to the group, to this special group. So that is where the challenge has been raised. And there's still effort by the sector ministry, effort also by GSS and related institutions to see how we can address this particular gap.